He has Mad Skillz on the mic, and he made his reemergence on the performance scene just days ago here in Richmond.
Rapper, songwriter, producer, and DJ Mad Skillz has worked with the likes of Missy Elliott, Nicki Minaj, Timbaland, and others. He's credited with helping to put Virginia on the hip-hop map. 50-year-old Shaqwuan Lewis, better known as Mad Skillz and then just Skillz, hadn't headlined a concert in more than a decade.
I kind of retired from performing and I didn't have a bug. I was just DJing heavy.
But that all changed at this year's Jubilation in June, a Juneteenth celebration at Dogwood Dell.
What you say? Money, what? I got money.
The opportunity presented itself to do this show, and I took it.
Listen to the BPM, rehearsing for this next show in my kitchen.
In a rare move, he even performed this song that he wrote for another artist. The Detroit-born rapper moved to Richmond as a young child. The Grammy-nominated performer sat down exclusively with 8 News to talk about what it was like to be back on stage, and especially in his hometown.
Coming from when I started, when Richmond didn't have a hip-hop scene, to see it evolve into what it has evolved into now, a lot of artists, a lot of things that happen in the city for rappers, and not just rappers, producers, singers, musicians.
Many give Skillz a lot of credit for that evolution.
Even if people don't realize it, he paved the way for a lot of Richmond artists, and he's done amazing things. So I'm always here to support him.
Mad Skillz, I grew up off. It was the first rapper from Richmond to really make a name for itself.
Skillz first hit the music scene in the mid-1990s, a time many eager fans remember well. He says over the years, one thing that hasn't changed is the ability of music to unify.
I always felt like music is a universal language. And, some people might not even speak English, but they know words to certain songs. And I think music is something that brings us all together as a community.
And we asked Skillz if he had any advice for young artists trying to break into the industry today. He said, be original, stick to your guns, and make sure whatever you put out there you believe in, because you don't want to put something out there that's not fully you, and then it blows up, and then you have to pretend to be someone who you're not. You have to be authentic, he says.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, because then you're tasked with trying to convince folks in the recording industry to let you pivot from this thing that made a lot of folks a lot of money.
That's right.
Really great interview there. And you can watch the full thing at WRIC.com. We'll be right back.
Jackie, thanks. In your Positively Richmond this morning, rapper and Richmond native Mad Skillz is celebrating a Grammy nomination for his new album called The 7 Number Ones.
Yeah, I got the chance to speak to Mad Skillz, also known as Shaqwuan Lewis, about what a win would mean for him and the city of Richmond.
Hold on, what? You thought he wasn't gonna do the booth?
For 30 years, we've known his rise.
Let's get it in. Absolutely.
Rapper and Richmond native Mad Skillz, or Shaqwuan Lewis, prides himself on a storied career.
Hey, I'm back. Mr. Wrap-Up Man, the ill scholar, Mr. $1 Million Backpack Man.
He's often credited for putting Richmond on the map for hip-hop.
When I see you, you go the other way. But where's the talk though? I thought y'all had something to say.
And now, for the first time as an artist, he's bringing a Grammy nomination to Richmond for his album, The 7 Number Ones.
First, when something happens for the first time, it sticks with you. That memory hits you and it never leaves.
The first lyrics on the project, when something happens for the first time, it sticks with you. Tell me what that means for you.
When something happens for the first time, it's a memory that stays with you, good or bad. You know what I mean? I had a project that I was like, I want to talk about 7 things that happened in my life that changed the direction of my life.
Whoever that was rapping over that Mobb Deep instrumental, that dude got mad skills. Introduce me.
It's a project he calls both personal and vulnerable. The 7 Number Ones taking listeners through his story, his way. From the first time his parents met, to the first time he discovered hip-hop, to falling in love and becoming a father. And this time, you won't hear him rapping. rather speaking his story through spoken word poetry.
What made you want to tell it this way versus what you've been known for, right? Rapping. What made you want to slow it down, do a spoken word piece?
It was supposed to be a rap album, but once I realized how personal that the songs were, I was like, I don't want to rap this. I want to just speak it, and I want to use a spoken word method of getting my point across and taking my time. I wanted people to listen to it and digest it.
Now I'd heard the words love at first sight, but that didn't really speak to me.
I think everybody can relate to this.
In fact, Lewis tells me the project was so personal, he almost let fear interfere.
I was scared. 12 hours before this album came out, it was on the chopping block. Like, I don't know.
Really?
And then I hit the button, and I said, all right, let's just do it. And I did it, and look at where we are now.
Look at where we are.
Right.
Right? Sometimes fear will take you exactly where you need to go.
Sometimes you gotta jump and the net will appear.
And that leap of faith landing him in this moment.
The 7 number ones.
That moment was it was a very stellar moment.
And a moment he says he's sharing with the rest of his team, all with connections right here to Richmond.
Congratulations. You got ain't no you, is we.
An amazing songwriter and engineer from here named AJ Young. He wrote 2 hooks on the album. Michael Millions, who's an amazing artist in his own right, but he's probably one of the best engineers in the city. Jay Will, he actually performed with us on the Dogwood Dell stage earlier this year. Him and an artist named Morgan Stewart. I share this nomination with 5 other creatives in the city, you know what I mean, that are amazing artists in their own right. And I'm probably more happy for them than I am for myself.
Skillz saying the album was a test of faith and embodies the true spirit of community. He's hoping through this project, he's not only a vessel to help other artists reach their dreams, but also for people to live and speak their truth.
What are you hoping that somebody who listens to it walks away with?
Sometimes it's okay to speak your truth and be vulnerable. When we win this, because I'm a manifester, we gonna win this. It's a win for the city and the artists and the creatives in RVA as well.
Somehow I was drawn to it. Saw Run DMC on Soul Train, and I felt like I could do it.
Well, the final round of voting is underway right now, and the Grammys are on February 2nd in LA. And of course, we are cheering for Mad Skillz. He says he manifests things, so he's manifesting a win for him and for the entire city.
I love that he's, take a leap of faith, and sometimes the net will catch you. You just maybe don't know the net is there.
Yeah, you don't know the net is there. And he says that it was too personal, but he's already seen so much impact where people listen and say, I can relate to that. And that's really the power of music and the power of storytelling. So job well done.
And job well done on that story. That was incredible.
Thank you very much. Shout out to my photographer, Brad Vassar, for understanding the assignment there.
You guys knocked it out of the park.
All right, 9:23. We'll be right back.